I just feel get that win there, MSG.
Man, it feels great, man. You know, last time I fought here, UFC 205, it was a draw. But we got fight of the night. It's just awesome to be back here at Madison Square Garden, fighting in front of my fans here in New York City, which is a home away from home for me, and to get that W, man. It's awesome to be back in the octagon. I've been out for 8 months, you know, with a knee injury, MCL, meniscus tear. Felt a little slow in the first, but as the rounds went on, I felt a little bit more comfortable being out there. My timing I felt was on point. Man, he's a tough dude, man. I knocked him down in the second round, got right back up smiling. I knew he was going to be a very hard guy to finish. I knew he was going to come out looking for the leg kicks. So I tried to bait him a little bit, but he didn't overextend on it. He's tough, man. He's tough. He's definitely number 4 for a reason.
Did that surgery, is that one of the reasons why you didn't throw as many kicks, or was that technical, or was it both?
Well, he did a very good job of catching and scooping my kicks. There's a few of them where I spun all the way around. I should have ended up throwing more double kicks. I know I threw a side kick to the body and hit him in the head with the second side kick. So I should have threw a little bit more, but yeah, a little bit, I would say so, you know, especially with my right leg.
What did you have to do to get back in that title picture?
You know what? Of course, obviously coming out here with a knockout would be awesome, but it didn't happen. I knew it was going to be tough, but my eyes are always upward or forward, you know what I mean? Give me the winner or loser of RDA and Lawler, man. Winner or loser, give it to me. I don't care.
How damaging were the leg kicks?
Say that again?
How damaging were the leg kicks?
Not bad, man. They didn't. I didn't feel them one bit. There was several that I checked back to back. My shins felt really great. I do a lot of shin conditioning. Of course, when you have somebody like Chris Weidman kicking your legs, everybody else seems, you know, it's pretty soft. But after the fight is on, after the fight, I can definitely feel the soreness in my legs starting to grow.
Do you think he was a little distracted with all that Michael Bisping beef that he was getting into?
I don't know, man. I was wondering the same thing because I was right next to him when it happened. I was like, hold up, you know, we got to fight first, man. You know, don't go out there and start throwing blows with Bisping. But I don't think so, man. You know, he knows the game. He does a lot of trash talking as well with his opponents. He didn't do a lot with me. I have a lot of respect for him, and if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have this fight here right now. He actually shouted me out on social media. It was like, Steven Wonderboy, where you at, man? Of course, I was on the injured list, but I was like, hey, I'm game. Let's get it going. So saw him at a few shows, and we're like, hey, man, let's get this thing going. Let's get this fight, man. I'm like, I know. Finally, the UFC jumped on board, and we got it here at Madison Square Garden.
Do you think you have to be out of character and kind of do things to get back up since you kind of had the muddy picture retiring?
You know, I don't think so. You know, I am who I am. If I started talking trash now, then people would just tell me to shut up. You know, Steven, we know that's not you. You know what I mean? But, you know, I mean, Masvidal, I mean, he's a beast, man. He finished Cerrone in the first, should have been the first round. You know, he went all 3 rounds with Damian Maia at his best. Couldn't finish him there. I even thought he won it. I thought Masvidal won it. So, like I said, man, you know, my eyes are forward, and I'm not giving up on that title.
There's the talk that with the RDA fight, that you know, Lawler, that they may make the winner of that,
yep,
the title fight. So, like, you have a contingency fight that's maybe in your head?
Nope, the one of those two. You know, I mean, a lot of things that Dana White says doesn't come to fruition. You know what I mean? He does say a lot. You know, if depending on how long Tyron's out, I think he's on the injured list. So depending on that, man, give me that Lawler shot, or give me the winner of those 2 fights. If not that, if the winner gets the next shot, give me the loser. You know, I'm still working my way up.
First time in a while that you don't fight 5 rounds. Does it feel fulfilling? Does it feel like an easy day at the office?
Yeah, I would say an easy day at the office, but you know, it is a little different to prepare for. I mean, with 5-minute rounds, you do have a sense of, hey, I can take some people like to take breaks up during those rounds. You know, 4th round, I want to take it easy, just stick my jab. With a 3-round fight, you know, it's like you have I think a sense of urgency, I think, in those 3 rounds to get the job done, because you only have 3 rounds to do it, you know. But even in practice, we're still doing 5-minute round fights. You know, we're always preparing for that main event or that title shot. You know what I mean? So we're always doing 5-5s. I know I could do 3 5s easy, but you know, it was a little bit different to prepare for. You know, after that 3rd round, I'm still thinking we're going 2 more. You know, and it was like, it's over. I'm like, oh man, okay.
Welterweight is arguably the most interesting division right now, because you have, you know, the guys at the top, as you mentioned, RDA, Lawler, yourself, Masvidal, Woodley, of course. And then you have this like influx of young guys like Usman and Darren Till and Mike Perry and Colby Covington. What do you make of Mr. Covington, who's ruffling a lot of feathers? He's a very polarizing figure.
He's playing the game, man. Let me tell you. He finished Damian Maia. Do I think it was the best Damian Maia? No, I don't. But he finished Damian Maia, man, which is a feat in its own. I mean, he's ruffling some feathers, man. He's making his shout. I agree with you. The welterweight division is, I think, the toughest and the most exciting division in the UFC right now. There's not a real set number one contender. You know, you got all these young guys coming up, like you said. Everybody in the top 10 has the potential to have the title, to be the title, the champion. They're that good. So everybody that's coming up, I'm keeping my eye on, man.
But the one that, if you had it your way, would be the RDA Lawler fight.
Oh yeah. I think that would be awesome, especially Lawler. I've been wanting to fight him for a while. I'm a huge fan of Lawler. Watching him fight Strikeforce, you know, back in the day, very tough. And that's the guy I was actually preparing for to fight for that title. I thought he was going to beat Tyrant. Of course, Tyrant proved us wrong. But man, I think that would be a beast of a fight.
Stephen, did it free up your offense a little bit today that you didn't necessarily have to worry about the takedown? Excuse me, like you did against Tyrant the last 2 times?
I knew my opponent wasn't as strong as Tyrant, but I know he's very crafty. So I knew he was going to look for something at least to close the gap, to work for the clinch, which he did. My takedown defense, I've been working really hard on with Chris Wyman, my wrestling coach, Coach Thomas Lee, my buddy Carl Reed, my brother-in-law, Carlos Machado. My ground game is getting better every day, so I knew he was going to look for that. It didn't really worry me that much. So yeah, I was able to throw my hands and feet a little bit more because I didn't have to worry about that.